I'm timekeeper Raymond Leon.
I'm Will Salas.
I know. Where did you get that?
A man named Henry Hamilton gave me over a century. He said he didn't need it anymore. It was a gift. I'm not a thief. But hey, if you guys are looking for stolen time, maybe you should arrest everyone here.
Oh, I see. You're talking about justice. I am a timekeeper. I don't concern myself with justice. I only concern myself with what I can measure. Seconds, minutes, hours. I keep time.
Behold, the days come, saith the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. And they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. Now, Israel had contempt for God's word, as do many today, and even a large percentage of leaders and individuals in churches today also have a contempt for God's word. False teachers are on the rise, and there surely is a famine of God's true word. Many do not cherish the truth, so that they will be given over unto believing lies, as it says in the book of Thessalonians. Those who repeatedly have rejected God's word will suddenly be unable to find his words at all.
In Alice Through the Looking Glass, one of the central themes of the film is time.
It's like a ship. Dead ahead.
It's not only the device that drives the plot of the story, it's the visual inspiration behind the oceans of time.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby. By the way, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Like happiness is the truth.
I just want to thank Elon and all of his people. Most of those people are staying. Almost all of them are staying, and they're going to be with us. And you're going to see the results coming long into the future. Even a year and 2 years later, you're going to see a lot of the results, and those hundreds of billions of dollars are going to be adding up, and they're going to continue to add. It'll be interesting, really interesting to see what the final number is going to be. But again, Elon gave an incredible service. Nobody like him, and he had to go through the slings and the arrows, which is a shame because he's an incredible patriot. The good news is that 90% of the country knows that, and they appreciate it, and they really appreciate what he did. And I gave him a little special something we have here.
Thank you.
A very special, that I give to very special people. I have given it to some, but it goes to very special people, and I thought I'd give it to Elon as a presentation from our country.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elon.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine.
You do not fear death. You think this makes you strong. It makes you weak.
Why?
How can you move faster than possible, fight longer than possible, without the most powerful impulse of the spirit? The fear of death.
I do fear death. I fear dying in here while my city burns. There's no one there to save it.
Then make the climb. as the child is. Without the rope, then fear will find you again.
Ah, supplies for your journey. Oh, that's wonderful. That's
What does that mean?
rise.
The luck on this is amazing.
That's right. Large luck.
Well, let me say perhaps a few words that this is not the end of Doge, but really the beginning. My time as a special government employee necessarily had to end. It was a limited time thing. It's 134 days, I believe, which ends in a few days. So that it comes with a time limit. But the Doge team will only grow stronger over time. The Doge influence will only grow stronger. It's I'd liken it to sort of Buddhism. It's like a way of life.
On a quest to help the Mad Hatter, Alice travels through the oceans of time in a machine called the Chronosphere, where she re-experiences the past by plunging into the depths of memories.
Don't worry, Hatter. I'll save you and your family.
ImageWorks visualized the oceans of time as a vast, mind-bending environment. Two parallel ocean surfaces undulate with whitewater, foam, spray, mist, and the occasional bolt of lightning. Underneath the waves, embedded memory images alter the water surface as the motion of the memories influence the waves that house them.
There used to be a television show titled The Twilight Zone, where the host would narrate in the beginning to somewhat set up the scene you were getting ready to watch. Sometimes he might make the statement like, "The following is offered for your approval," or perhaps for your consideration. So with that same concept, I would like to offer the following for you to consider, or contemplate at least, the possibilities of the information presented here. In other words, I'd really like you to think about it. Now, of course, you understand that by asking anyone to think about anything in this world of instant gratification and attention deficit disorders, that we must try to be brief, and thus we'll only touch on the main points to allow anyone to consider, and thereby perhaps be able to share thoughts or ideas on the subject discussed in this video. I have nothing to gain or to lose, so please take what you can use and disregard the rest. And please share as you see fit, but play nice.
The box. You opened it. We came.
It's just a puzzle box!
Oh no. It is a means to summon us.
Who are you?
Explorers in the further regions of experience. Demons to some, angels to others.
tu fais peur à tout le monde. L'accélérateur n'a jamais été prévu pour générer de l'antimatière.
Les 3 flasques sont à l'abri, sous toutes les normes de sécurité possibles.
Bah, je ne te demande pas d'abandonner ton projet, je te demande d'attendre.
On ne peut pas attendre. Le bloc d'antimatière est généré au démarrage. Donc connecte-nous. Tu téléphones au directeur ou je le fais?
Vittoria, Vittoria.
Protons are being loaded.
Non ci mandare tutti all'altro mondo. Please.
Powering on LHC magnets. Ion source stage in 4, 3, 2. Start the collision sequence.
Vittoria, cosa voleva fare?
Ti dirò, sono spaventati a morte. E voleva che noi aspettassimo. Cosa ne pensi?
Penso che se non lo raccogliamo adesso, non lo faremo mai più.
Beam on beam stability is good. Take your places, people.
Atlas and CMS check.
Ora inserisco il tempo di mesco. Collisioni imminenti.
We have got 10 to the 13 protons per batch.
Let's hope the heavy ion guys didn't mess up.
Beams at relativistic velocities. Luminosity monitors operation.
Beamline has no restrictions.
Enable beam capture.
Accelerating the beam.
Stage 1. Line up.
Magnets to full field.
Load functions to separation magnets.
Last P is still too high.
Yeah, we got luminosity of 10 to 34.
The tech bro heavy front row of Donald Trump's inauguration would be a sign of things to come, and boy did it happen fast. On his first official working day, the 47th president revealed what he calls the biggest infrastructure project in history. It's called Stargate, a $500 billion US investment in a network of giant data centres to drive artificial intelligence. The first of these 10 data centres is already being built in Texas.
As you know, there's great competition for AI and other things, and they're coming in at the highest level. We're joined by Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison, SoftBank CEO, my friend Masa Yoshi's son, and CEO of OpenAI, and I would say the by far the leading expert based on everything I read, Sam Altman. So that's great that you're coming in together. That's a massive group of talent.
Now, in this giant project, the key initial technology partners are Microsoft, Oracle, NVIDIA, OpenAI and the UK-based ARM. But Oracle, SoftBank and OpenAI will fund this giant project.
Last month, I came to celebrate your winning and promised that we will invest $100 billion. And you told me, oh, Masa, go for 200. Yeah. Now I came back with 500.
Inject particle beams. Filling the LHC.
Le collisioni sono attive, siamo di nuovo in linea. La cattura dovrebbe iniziare di momento in momento.
Particles in transition.
Collisions are fixed and running.
LHC injecting protons, beam 1. Lock the feedback systems. Particles at 99% the speed of light.
But if anyone tells you that they know the details of what 5G is going to become, run the other way.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, 'neath the halo of a street lamp. Turn my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes eyes were stared by the flash of a neon light, split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more.
For lighting stable beams.
Inact injection kicker.
We have a signal on the luminosity monitors. We have events. Photons are moving.
Abbiamo l'antimateria. È ad un livello mai visto prima d'ora.
That's a great appearance.
Silvano, ce l'abbiamo fatta.
Ora siamo nelle mani di Dio, Vittoria.
Arrivo subito.
No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening.
Now, consider the possibilities. Wow. Please note here, I have not said the probabilities, but rather the possibilities. Consider that all things are possible, however unlikely they may seem. In other words, all things must seriously be considered in order to be considered serious. Okay, yeah, I had to look at that again too. Let's see. All things must seriously be considered in order to be considered serious. Why so serious?
Why so serious?
With all the increase of strange phenomena, severe weather incidents, wildfires, earthquakes, war, civil unrest, and the list goes on and on. I mean, really, you could open a can of conspiracy theories for any subject you care to discuss. It's just the world of deception you live in. Many people, however, have noted how many of these events seem to come in waves. Now, we're not talking about waves like a baby saying goodbye or a bleacher full of fans doing the wave for some team, but rather waves perhaps better understood by observing a pebble striking the surface of water, the ripples expanding outward from the point of impact, those kind of waves, to describe the progression of events mentioned earlier, like the weather patterns increasing in intensity and frequency. To really grasp or take hold of where this video is headed, it may be important to note, when discussing waves or wave function, that there are two main words used to describe the measurements of said waves. Longitudinal, which describes the length or linear progression, and transverse, which addresses the crests and troughs, or the height and depth of the wave as it moves through whatever medium you're looking at, in this case water. When the pebble or stone hits the surface, it sends out a shock wave, as it were, and can be witnessed as ripples or waves extending out from the point of impact. This can also be observed with an explosion as the percussion waves move out from the detonation center. Now, you're probably already wondering, what has this got to do with you or the title of this video? Remember, I said we need to consider all the possibilities, and therefore it has everything to do with you, as well as all of humankind for that matter. Each opinion and point of view should be considered before drawing a conclusion about anything. So don't forget to comment and share. Now, keeping in mind the idea of wave function, let's consider for a moment the theory of retrocausality. This is the idea that something has taken place in the future that causes an effect in the present. Now, even science and every religion actually teaches this to some level in one form or another. For example, all the ancient prophecies tell of future events to take place in the present, here and now, for whatever generation may be reading the prophecy at the time. In other words, any day could be our last day, for no one has a promise of tomorrow. Now, put like that, it sounds pretty doom and gloom, but scientifically, it's a plain biological fact. People die every day. You live and you die, and no one is guaranteed their next breath or their next heartbeat. So rather than focus on the inevitable reality of the fleshly demise, that word we call death, it is easier as a human to just imagine you'll live forever and thereby remove any anxiety or fear of one's own end. There should be no fear at all. When looking into the future, whether through the eyes of science or some ancient prophecy, trigger words for fear will keep popping up in the mindsets of those stuck in this media-trained society, which leads to cognitive dissonance and a complete shutdown and rejection of proposed theories or ideas that are outside of one's own comfort zone. So if you can look past your own fears as well as your belief systems long enough to grasp a concept that is both plausible in the field of quantum mechanics and entertainable to those of a more spiritual nature at the same time, then we can better understand retrocausality and how it may very well explain what is actually taking place with this quantum manipulation, or more popularly termed, the Mandela effect.
It really doesn't matter whether you're a new Earth guy or an old Earth guy.
Some childhood memories are so vivid you remember them perfectly. But what if those memories are wrong? And thousands of others have the exact same false memories.
The internet is buzzing about this new phenomenon that's called the Mandela effect.
All of us fall victim to false memory. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow, and it's divided in 4 basic stages.
We gave you false memories.
According to the Mandela effect, there are several pop culture memories we all seem to get wrong. Take, for example, the iconic Queen song, "We Are the Champions." We've all chimed in at the bar, belting out that famous last line, "'Cause we are the champions of the world." But we've been singing it wrong. The lyrics of "the world" aren't even in the last line.
Hey, stop right there, mass media. That's a lie, and you gotta know it. How else do you account for 3 different occasions where Queen is singing in their concerts, "We are the champions of the world"? That's right. The whole mass population knows that song, been programmed to sing that song. You call me a psychopath, right? Well, listen, I'm just going to tell you something right now, okay? Copy this, recopy it, redistribute it, because who knows, they'll probably change the ending on these too. Copyright strikes, whatever. Anyway, y'all, hang in there. It gets better.
There's a video called Happy at CERN that the folks at the US LHC uploaded to YouTube in November of 2014. It's getting some play because folks are seeing a connection to the Mandela effect. And so they should. You don't have to be Einstein to see this as incriminating evidence and admission that they're responsible. We're not the first ones to give this some attention, but we're going to go deeper into the symbolism, shining more light in the darkness to bring their shadowy agendas into view. Here's the most interesting bit.
If you feel like that's what you want to
All through the video, people are dancing to the song Happy by Pharrell Williams. There's a few flying and spinning stunts with green screen special effects, but this guy in the messy office stands out like a sore thumb. What's going on here? Bottom line, it's a song and dance routine. This song and dance is intended to deceive, to mislead. It's an evasive ploy, a distraction, misdirection. We are happy at CERN. Okay, but look at the other signs. He's got placards hanging around his neck. On number 1, in Mandela. His shirt has math on it, which is a clue. It means do the math, solve the equation. On the wall poster, there's a big piece of a jigsaw puzzle. It means there's a puzzle here, find the pieces and put it together. In the James Bond franchise, the first actor to play the role of Bond was Barry Nelson in 1954. The orange sign says Mandela. Do the math. Barry Nelson plus Mandela equals Barry Nelson Mandela. The phenomena that has become known as the Mandela effect is named for the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela. Many people remember that he died in the early 80s when he was in prison, yet somehow all the evidence suggests that he got out of prison and lived until 2013. This guy is doing his version of the song and dance routine with a sign. We are happy at CERN. The @ symbol is a sign that tells us that they know how to use symbols. He covers his face with it. He gestures with it as his contribution to the song and dance routine. It's providing cover, not so much for his face, but for the real meaning of what's going on. It's not just cover for the scene, and we know this because what's written on the sign tells us that the meaning of the entire video is hidden and revealed. The guy is playing peekaboo, a game you play with infants. Now you see him, now you don't. Isn't this the way of the Mandela effect? One day it's mirror, mirror on the wall, and the next day it's magic mirror on the wall. Peekaboo. Folks, we're being mocked. See all the piles of paper? Really, who has an office like that? It's part of the set design. Think of how the Mandela effect deals with a collection of memories, like a stack of papers in a collection of documents. Some bound, some unbound. They're in the business of shuffling memories around like documents in big piles. The sight of such a mess and the obvious potential there is for piles to topple over raises stress in many people. This is one of the results of the Mandela effect, which is really stressing a lot of people out. There's more symbols here, and we're going to keep exposing them. But do you see how this is an admission that they're responsible for the effect without them actually coming right out and saying it? Here's a little scene where they're dancing all over and around code 33.
If you feel like happiness is the truth, like happiness is the truth, like happiness is the truth.
The number 33 is a big deal, and not just to the Freemasons. Notice the other emergency vehicle is signaling the mirroring of fire. As above, so below. Fire is one of the 4 elements honored with its watchtower or guardian when a magic circle is cast for the performance of a ritual. As we play through the context of this scene with the firemen, you'll see how this is part of the ritual casting of a magic circle. Witches cast a circle beginning with air, and so we see a man flying through the air. Fire comes next, then water, then the earth, and the circle is cast. They show us one of the circles of the LHC as the magic circle. To show us the water, they do some charades with a group waving their arms, then a woman making a wave. We see big tanks and lots of the color blue. I think they obfuscate the water sequence and extend it because water is a symbol of time, and that's really what they're hiding. Here's a screenshot from 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That's a 33 on the counter. Player 1, Player 2. Do you think we're being played? The video ends a few seconds later. Game over? Is that why they're so happy, because they think it's game over? The score showing is rather one-sided. You have to admit, with the reality of the Mandela effect, It looks like their boast is legit. However, this game over bit they're dancing all over, it ain't over till it's over, and it ain't over yet. There are some other symbols in this commercial that should really speak to you about what's going on here. See this design on the pillow? It's called a mandala. These designs are used for meditative purposes, for attaining altered states of consciousness for the purpose of establishing a connection with the divine, which is to say, entering into communion with demons. Mandala. Think Mandela, like Nelson Mandela and the Mandela effect. This phenomenon that has become known as the Mandela effect has captured a lot of people's attention, but most have no idea really what to make of it. This mandala design on the pillowcase is a message. Let it speak to you in the context. The Mandela effect is a demonstration of the power to turn back time, to manipulate history itself. These sci-fi channel producers are literally magicians who are practicing ritual magic through the embedding of time codes and occult symbols, even a form of time magic. It's about the power to turn back time, which is the whole premise of the commercial. We refer to magic and time magic. This is CERN's deal, which gives homage to the horn god invoked during ceremonial magic. CERN Nunos.
She will come back home to Wonderland and turn back the hands of time. Hour, before my final rhyme, she will come back home to Wonderland and turn back the hands of time.
Please, we really need you. I'm just here about the portal. Wait a minute! The chosen one can align the fates and save the 12 lands from the forces of darkness.
When the clock strikes heavy and there's no time for tea, in our darkest hour,
stop to war, so they say.
Close in the door, they say.
They say she's the chosen one.
Peculiar place to have a party.
Once you realise that these stories, like Alice in Wonderland, are actually allegories of Luciferian principles, made more digestible to the public by the use of cute fairy tales, do we start to understand more of the language that they're trying to convey. And this is exactly why the Large Hadron Collider at CERN has got an instrument called Alice, because it represents the light going through the tunnel. And it's no different with these movies. And what we're seeing today is a huge increase in this Luciferian propaganda. Alice through the looking glass. Well, through the looking glass means to be on the other side of the mirror, which means in a different realm or a different dimension. So Alice is playing that false Christ figure here, the false light. let's have a look at the trailer first together, then expose what is being subliminally pushed.
You've been gone too long, Alice. There are matters which might benefit from your attention. Friends cannot be neglected. Hurry.
When the day becomes the night, and the sky becomes the sea, when the clock strikes heavy, and there's no time for tea, and in our darkest hour, before my final rhyme, she will come back home to Wonderland and turn back the hands of time.
Time is a he. He is not someone you want as your enemy. Please, sir, the Hatter is in danger.
Young lady, your time is up.
Hello, Alice.
I present you with a gift.
What is the technology behind it? Is it due to the dark matter? Is it due to the counter-rotating fields of energy as the energetic particle beams ring around the ancient temple dedicated to Apollo? Time itself is being toyed with, and this is the game changer. So, they have some way to influence and manipulate present reality. How would such an effect be managed? The historical facts manipulated and even matter itself altered in the past. It's the alchemy of science magic. Manipulating reality is what magicians do. This guy who's covering his eyes with the sign may be some kind of scientist, but he's also practicing the art of deception. Those responsible for the production are adepts in the arts of the master magician's book of lies. The sign with the @ symbol is being moved along a path, pulling it to the side and back to cover his face a few times, then he moves it down. All the while his right hand is held stationary, signaling thumbs up. The relative motion of the hands highlights the contrast. This gesturing signals that he's on the left-hand path, which is to say, following the occult Luciferian way. It also speaks of a knowing that he's not being straight up, that while on one hand he's giving us the impression that it's all good, that this all should have our approval, and that we should be happy like everybody at CERN. But on the other hand, they're really going down the left-hand path, pursuing secret and magical agendas. They're subterfuge. Their activities are subversive. They're cloaked for a reason. Their science is there for the operation of magicians. Instead of dancing around, this guy is just sitting on his butt, keeping it covered. Everyone else is grooving to the beat of Pharrell Williams, pouring their energy into this. It's hard to resist. Magically, this is an energy-raising ritual, and you can be assured that this is being magically harnessed for a specific intention. Did you notice that as soon as the math magician appears, the music changes? This part of the song is known as the bridge. They set this up on purpose to leverage the bridging as part of the occult scheme. After the math magician scene where we're so cleverly not told about the Mandela effect, the bridge continues and we see a guy spinning around against the backdrop of several scenes at CERN. From one perspective, he's a victim of mind control programming, placed into the happy state, the trance state through ritual sodomy. He's spinning out of control while he's being programmed through space and time. Nothing can hold him down. He's gone over the rainbow, fallen down the rabbit hole. In the context of the Mandela effect, his spinning through space and time is allegorical. His life has been impacted in such a way that he has no more anchor to the past. He's lost his connection to reality because his memory can no longer be trusted. Why the bridge? A bridge is for spanning across to get you from one place to another. Where are they taking us? That's a question that needs to be asked. They're demonstrating that they can take us over a bridge. Where are we going? The song offers a hint in the line. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. We know what this means. This message is being sent in a lot of ways, and it's getting very familiar. The folks responsible for CERN are illumined, Luciferian. They're going for the big win, to break through the glass ceiling, to use another one of their expressions. Their intention, scientifically and magically, is to break out of the constraints of this mortal coil in this space-time dimension. They're going after the mastery of space and time.
The answer that led those who've been told for so long by so many to be cynical and fearful and doubtful about what we can achieve, to put their hands on the arc of history and bend it once more toward the hope of a better day. To put their hands on the arc of history and bend it once more toward the hope of a better day.
Propaganda. Even when we start off this trailer, we've got the whole Disney logo, and the Disney logo itself is the river here, which represents the serpent, and this house, palace, at the end of it, this golden palace, so on the head of the serpent there. And it's all about time, because it's ticking away in this logo, Disney 666 in the logo, and so we're already introduced to it being about time. We have the chiming of the bell tolls, and we see this girl, which is playing that character I've been speaking of,
Gone too long, Alice.
the false light, following this butterfly. The butterfly represents from the murky to the beautiful, like the rebirth, the rise of the phoenix, and it goes into essentially what is this house. And you're going to see that she performs some kind of fake, false, self-sacrificial thing, which is what the Luciferians believe that Lucifer is.
From your attention.
So it's like following the white rabbit in a way, and it goes through this mirror, which is a portal or a gate. You can see that there's an allusion to water, like the water gate. Friends cannot be neglected. So she's in blue up there, and this hatter is in red. So it's the two pillars. And it's Lucifer sacrificing itself. And this is like hell, you see here. And she's up in what you would refer to as heaven. So she does it. She goes through the gate. She follows that butterfly, blue butterfly, and takes the plunge. This is exactly what they believe. The Luciferians believe that Lucifer is, self-sacrificial.
Hurry.
It's their version of the Christ. It's the false Christ. So falling down from heaven, much in the same way... What are those squares? That's weird. Much in the same way as we've seen before, we saw in the Panic at the Disco video where he falls down from heaven. They see that, the Luciferians see that as a self-sacrificial thing. It's all twisted. All about time. So listen to what the narrator says now.
Becomes the night.
So when the day becomes the night, it's everything turning upside down. Black becomes white.
And the sky becomes the sea.
And the sky becomes the sea. So turning everything upside down, swapping darkness for light. We've seen it time and time again where the weather goes mad and we see everything being turned upside down. And that's what he's saying here, when the day becomes night, when the sky becomes the sea, turning everything upside down. Look at Lucifer there, approaching what is a representation of the Tower of Babel, I believe. It's all biblical, but this is their twisted version of it. So the Tower of Babel, the Stargate, you'll see it's all to do with time and time change affecting time.
And the sky becomes the sea. Then the clock.
So there we've got our representation of the clock. This clock has actually got the same design as Big Ben, some sort of flower, geometrical flower in the centre. And I'm not saying that's necessarily anything to that, but we've seen the time, the smashing of time, their rituals pertaining to it often includes this Big Ben, probably because of the GMT, zero, cracking time. Led Zeppelin did it on their album cover.
Then the clock strikes heavy, and there's no time for tea.
That Last Supper reference, and here she goes through the heart of time, again all tying into the heart of the earth and that cracking through the heart of time.
And in our darkest hour, before my final rhyme, she will come back home to Wonderland and turn back the hands of time.
And turn back the hands of time, which we see them representing so many times. If you've been watching this channel before, the reversing of time, possibly to a pre-flood, I don't know exactly what they mean by that, but these are all rituals to do with trying to reverse the prison that they are stuck in.
To put their hands on the arc of history and bend it once more toward the hope of a better day.
Game over? Is that why they're so happy, because they think it's game over? The score showing is rather one-sided. You have to admit, with the reality of the Mandela effect, it looks like their boast is legit. However, this game over bit they're dancing all over, it ain't over till it's over, and it ain't over yet.
To put their hands on the arc of history and bend it once more toward the hope of a better day.
The folks responsible for CERN are illumined, Luciferian. They're going for the big win.
But even if our gospel is veiled, it is veiled to those who are perishing, whose minds the God of this age has blinded, who do not believe, lest the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine on them.
Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things, which thou knowest not.
You've got to take some of these things with a pinch of salt, because they're not all explicitly biblical, but certainly their belief is that these entities are trapped in Saturn, and it's all to do with breaking time and cracking them out. Of course, CERN as well, and all of that.
Of time.
Time is not someone you want as your enemy.
So time is a he, again, demonizing the masculine side. And this is likely a reference to Saturn there, because it goes the Tower of Babel, Stargate, time change, and then what do we get? We get the single eye symbolism. So there's probably a reference to that.
He is not someone you want as your enemy.
Young lady.
Looks like 1,000 points of light.
Life was like a box of chocolates.
No, I am your father.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one?
You're gonna need a bigger boat. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
The question is, what shall lay down with the lamb?
Lion.
The lion shall lay down with the lamb.
Quantum computer spin particles backwards through time along with closed timelines.
Well, Mandela's dead.
Hope you haven't been reading the Bible. And we're tapping into the digital nature of the universe.
My entire life I thought it was got down on my knees and I began to pray.
Be very careful with drugs and husbands. We are summoning the demon.
The Large Hadron Collider might also reveal extra dimensions that could play a role in time travel. Programming the universe to do the stuff we ask it to do. Try to use quantum computers to build intelligent machines.
Now, many oddities have been reported and great claims made concerning this phenomenon. And due to the many experiences and growing awareness of such, many theories have been postulated and brought forth to try and explain not only what is happening in our current reality, but also why. With many people having the same collective memories of past events that do not match up to what the current recorded history shows, different spellings of words, changes in company signs and logos, famous lines in movies or songs somehow being altered from what many recall them originally being.
Let me say my piece, and then I'll let it be. I think there's a Mandela effect thing happening here. I don't know if it's a Berenstain alternate universe happening. I sing it both ways, which is so weird to think about, but I've done it both ways.
Seemingly impossible and even supernatural changes in literature and art, as well as in geographical differences on maps or particular landmarks. Land masses and islands being moved out of their places, even great claims of changes to the human anatomy itself, and different recollections of people once thought dead, now living as if somehow resurrected to perhaps give them a second chance at life. Now, of course, the majority of the population are unaware or in total disbelief of such claims, as alluded to in the Mandela effect community. And granted, many of the so-called changes perhaps are just fabrications or hoaxes presented to draw attention or create a false narrative to further a mind game of confusion. For example, This particular YouTuber has gone to the extreme to showcase his talent with simple special effects to try and hype the effect of changes taking place in his own home. Unfortunately, he wasn't studied enough in scripture to pull it off by making the mistake of just changing the word wolf to lion. Had he known the original scriptures, he would have also known that wasn't the only word changed to that verse. He was just another hoaxer looking for fame or notoriety, just adding to the conglomerate of confusion that is YouTube.
Alright, I admit it. I am the Lindbergh baby. Wah, wah, goo goo.
However, with more and more residual evidence to support these claims made of quantum molecular changes, the phenomenon of the effect has been accepted as real and even reported in the mainstream media as such. With more and more people realizing the scope and magnitude of the seriousness of this situation, many are driven to understand how any of this is even possible in the first place. Theories of multiple dimensions, split timelines, quantum pollution, and the digital nature of the universe. All of these giving way to even more theories of alien interventions and government experiments, New Age awakening, and even time travel. Many of these ideas working in tandem with each other to introduce a complete smorgasbord of concepts for the conspiracy theory-minded community to be able to feast forever without ever coming to any real conclusions. And many have come to believe that the largest machine ever built by man, located at the CERN facility near Geneva, is perhaps the cause due to their experiments and the CERN scientists' own claims of trying to open portals or doorways to other dimensions and understand or even manipulate the reality of our universe. And why not with the electromagnetics that are said to be 100,000 times stronger than the Earth's natural magnetic pull, sending out waves of force to affect the Schumann resonance and thereby even affect the frequency of the brain waves of humans? Of course, this is with the assumption that you, the viewer, already have an understanding of DARPA and Fermilab, the Brain Initiative, particle colliders, quantum computers, the HART program, and so on and so on. All of which are government-funded research programs, I might add, that just scratch the surface of what might be called mind-blowing reality with technological advancements that are beyond the comprehension of even those involved in said projects.
People writing songs that voices never shared. No one dare disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words like silent raindrops fell and echoed in the wells of science.
Let's just say that much of science fiction is really science fact.
I will propose a significant investment by the National Institutes of Health, DARPA, and the National Science Foundation to help get this project off the ground.
So, with all of this in mind, let's imagine, if you will, that something has taken place in the future that is of such great proportion that it has caused a shock wave to reverberate throughout the molecular realm of matter and even time itself. Now, I know this may sound a bit far-fetched to those outside of the field of quantum physics, but I assure you this theory is quite real, and given the current understanding of matter manipulation through quantum entanglement, along with the mathematical computations concerning the fourth dimension of time itself, well, then we can truly imagine and contemplate such an event having already taken place in our future. So, For argument's sake, let's say this future event is of such a cataclysmic nature that it has in fact caused an impact that has sent a wave of quantum distortion affecting not only the molecular makeup of matter, but even our understanding of the linear time constraints.
But we want to rush through real quick, understanding that retrocausality, this thing that has occurred, something in the future, whatever it may be, is so big, so catastrophic, cataclysmic, that it's literally sent a shock wave throughout time and creation. So much so that it has disturbed the molecular structure, as it were. I mean, we're talking about something that can change the physical attributes of the human anatomy even. Now that's some pretty drastic stuff. Blue eyes now on Hitler, the hero of World War II, right? Huh? It used to be brown eyes and now everybody, well, we got blue eyes. Really? Something that literally changes the color of eyes. Now that can be done through manipulation, through the CGI and the computer stuff and all of the AI and all of these things working in the way they would. We're talking about something that has shook the foundations of many people's belief systems, changing the molecular world so much so that the words are changing. Time itself even seems to have changed. Now we know under the Christian scriptures that there would time come where the beast system or that man of sin, that Antichrist, would think to change the times and the laws, and they would be given into his hand for a time and times and the dividing of time. And that's what you hear. Everybody's on one timeline or another. I've got to talk fast, folks, because I only got a few minutes here on this camera. It won't hold a lot. So bear with me. Process of elimination should be very important here. What can literally change the physical makeup of mankind? Well, God created man in the beginning from the dust of the earth. So we understand. And so we see people say, well, CERN has done this with all of their great laboratory studies and the magnetics that causes this pulse. And sure, the resonance of the Schumann resonance is being affected, the brain manipulation of the world. We've got chemtrails and all these other things that are going on, nanoparticulates, and I mean, you just go on and on and on. But what literally, is it just the minds that have changed, or has things physically changed? And to those that are in this Mandela-affected world, they see the molecular changes physically. Chick-fil-A, where'd the K go? It used to be chic-fil-A, like chic jeans, remember that? All of the things I'm telling you, Scripture's recorded as prophecy, that all the land masses would be moved out of their places. So I postulate this to consider, again, if you're going to consider everything, then you got to look at it with an open mind. Okay? God knows the beginning from the end. This is why we understand how prophecies work. And he said in the end that the Son of God, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, all religions looking forward to some Messiah, as it were, to return. Many calling for the Mahdi or the Antichrist that would come first. But we're told in Scripture that Jesus Christ will come back, and in his return, according to Zechariah, when he sets his foot down upon the Mount of Zion, that it will be split, that an earthquake is going to happen like never was since the beginning of time, up to that time or ever would be again. We're told that it's going to literally, at his return, shake the heavens. You gotta understand this. You may not believe it, you may not want to hear this, but it still should be considered because there are many who believe it to be true. If the Son of the living God, who created all things by his word, says that he's coming back as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and with his vesture dipped, in Revelations 19 and 13, it says his name is the Word of God. Are you with me so far? It also says when he returns that the angel of God will declare that time shall be no more. Time is important here, folks. We're on a linear timeline. That's what we understand. We're moving forward. Yes, there is Anderson Institute, Fermi Labs, all these other places, even CERN, trying to manipulate time, to try and twist, to try and go back, or to escape for whatever reason it is that they're doing. Trying to open portals to other dimensions, that spiritual realm that we've known forever that it exists, that angelic realm where the fallen and the righteous both dwell. But this return of Christ is going to shake the foundations of all creation from the beginning to the end, all the way back to Adam. That ripple, as it goes back in time, smooths out. People are saying, well, these changes have been occurring all throughout life. And that's probably a truth to that, because the ripples from that main impact, the end of time, as it were, will go out and level out. And the closer we get to that coming, the more frequency and the higher and the harder we're going to see these things occurring. So, I suggest that you look into this. Don't take my word for it. Go before God. God will make Himself real to you. People who don't believe in God have not had an experience with God. Many people, well, I'm Christian, I'm this, that. You worship with lip service and your heart is far from Him. Not everyone that says, Lord, Lord, in that day is going to enter into the kingdom. These are all scriptures that we're told. But when He comes back as the King of Kings to set up His kingdom here, then a time is going to go, a ripple shooting forth, that He will destroy the Antichrist with the brightness of His coming. You got to understand, every eye shall see, and every knee will bow, and every tongue shall confess. On that day, the rich men are going to hide in their dens and in their bunkers and call for the rocks to fall upon them and hide them from the face of Him that sits upon the throne. I'm telling you, this is what's causing the changes to the human anatomy. A rock hitting the earth and destroying it is not going to change your liver and give you a larger liver to be able to filter the system or filter the poisons. Your bone structure now seems to be more armored, if you will. Your heart now is more in the center, not to the left, they say. It's more right on there. The kidneys, remember the kidney punch? It was illegal in boxing, and now, instead of having your kidneys here, they're up inside the rib cage more protected. Amazing, amazing. Hitler's eyes changed from brown to blue, according to what they're saying in the Mandela Effect community. Something so big and so catastrophic, the end of time, as it were, has hit in the future. That's prophecy. That's what that is about. And when it happened, now listen, we battle not against flesh and blood, but principalities and evils in that spiritual realm, those dimensions they're trying to open. And there is a constant thing with these waves going in or out from the electromagnetic pulses that they're shooting through CERN's electromagnetic waves that are disturbing the human resonance, that's messing with the minds of man. People have been given over to blindness and delusion, can't see the changes. The majority can't. And those that do now are saying, oh, we've created the reality. We're making our own. Well, we know that's garbage. Most of the people that think they're changing and making their own reality, their marriages are messed up. They're in bad relationships. Their jobs are falling apart. People think they're crazy. That's the kind of reality you've manipulated? No, give God the credit. He made us. He made us. And His Son is going to return. And at that return, the time when He sits down, even the heavens shall be shaken. That's what it says. That's what the Scripture says. And the closer we get to that, the more intense those waves and that frequency. And we're going to see the increase of weather. We're going to see the increase of more earthquakes and more catastrophic wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not soon shaken, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. But we're moving toward that. Folks, you're not guaranteed your next breath or your next heartbeat. Get it right with God. This ain't about joining a church, getting your name on a charter. This ain't about a religious thing. This is about a communication with your Creator, having a real relationship and letting the Holy Spirit give you the understanding and take you into all understanding. You have no need of a man to teach you or a woman. You have no need of any human. All you need is to know God and Yeshua, the Son of the living God, Jesus the Christ. When He sets His foot down, it's going to send this change, a molecular world. It's going to rock everything all the way back to the beginning of Adam. fact. That's where these changes are coming from, because only God can change your human anatomy in such a way as has taken place. Oh, they're trying to fight against it with their waves and the things that they're doing with their G network or I5 network or G5 or whatever it is that's going on. But I'm going to tell you, you need to consider this. If you're looking into retrocausality, don't look at it as a rock hitting the earth. Don't give CERN and man all the credit. And don't even give Lucifer all the credit. He gets some, but not all. But give Yeshua, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, a try. Because when he comes, time shall be no more. That is going to change everything.